Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 78 of Cute Little Love Letters, and this one is titled Trouble in the Bush. You made out heavily there on the steps of the hall, not hearing anyone around, so knowing that you were pretty safe in doing so. You want to come back to the cabin? Denki asked softly, his lips feeling and looking a little swollen from your fervent kissing. Yes, you said earnestly, taking his hand in yours, and then the two of you running back to his room. Denki threw the door open and you both ran in and closed the door behind you, making a beeline for his bed and then falling down onto it in a heap before intertwining your legs and bodies and making out heavily. Denki knew not to take it too far, and you were also trying to keep it respectful, but not being able to kiss and touch each other much after last weekend being so free was the driving force behind this intimate session, and you both revelled in your private time together until Denki pulled back a bit, panting like crazy. Yin, wow, oh my god, my mind's gone completely into the gutter. I'm so sorry, he panted. I don't even want to mention anything that I was just thinking right now because it would probably make you hate me or something. You might think I'm a weirdo, but you're so cute and amazing and hot and beautiful and I just really love you so much, he groaned, dropping his forehead to your chest while he hung over you, his body shaking slightly with the adrenaline. You scrunched your fingers into the sides of his hair and held him, panting lightly as well. Denki, I've fallen so in love with you that even I'm getting thoughts that I never thought I'd get, you admitted softly. Let's always be together so we can experience things together for the first time and stay together forever, you said. Denki lifted his head, his eyes locking with yours before he leaned in, his lips crashing against yours. You were both as addicted to each other as the other was addicted to you. Your promises had been made. It was another 20 minutes later before you both thought you should go and find the other classmates and got off the bed, still hand in hand, but a little calmer now after having had some proper time alone together. Where do you think they might be? You asked him. I have zero clue. But they wouldn't just walk off into the bush randomly, would they? He asked you. You're right. They might have taken the bush track we jogged earlier. Let's take that one, you said. We know it does a loop and comes back if we just keep following it. And if we don't find them, we'll just end up coming back here anyway. Yeah, good thinking, babe, he said with a squeeze to your hand. I got my phone here, so we can use it as a light too. Well, you said as you looked up into the sky. It's kind of bright out, but if we need it, it's there. Okay, let's go, he said, and you both started to head across the grass opening to the start of the bush track between the trees. The trees weren't too densely packed, and the moonlight was easily shining between the foliage, lighting up the way just enough for you both to be able to see where you were going. Are you not afraid of the dark? Denki asked, feeling a little less confident in the night than you. No, not really. I've always felt safe as long as I've been in nature. It's weird because if we were in a dark building, I might not have felt this confident. Everything's very dark in a building, but there's light out here, you said, gesturing ahead of you. And it's a nice night. It's not too hot and not too cold. I guess, Denki replied, still a little unsure about walking out in the dark without a light from his phone. You struck up a conversation as you walked, and he forgot about how he was feeling as you kept on, still not hearing or seeing your classmates, but neither of you were concerned yet. We've been walking for a while, Denki commented after a bit. Do you think they would have gone out this far? I don't know, you replied. But it's okay, the track will lead us back to the cabins. We'll just keep going. Denki shrugged, but honestly he wanted to go back by now. He didn't like this. You were about to ask him a question when you suddenly felt very unsafe, your body suddenly picking up the feeling of something being nearby and your steps faltering for a second. You good? Denki asked when he sensed you were a little unsure of something. Maybe we might need that light, you said softly, looking around with uneasiness ringing in your voice. Denki grabbed for his phone and pulled it out, flicking his light on and flashing it around to check the surroundings, but everything seemed fine. Meanwhile, the hair on the back of your neck was starting to stand on end, and you turned to Denki. We need to go back now, you said, and turned to head back the way you'd come, dragging him with you. What is it? He asked worriedly, still shining his torch around. I just know we need to leave right now, you said urgently, and he stumbled a little, tripping over a root as you picked up the pace. But I don't know what's happening. What is it? He asked again. Why and how do you know we need to go? Denki, just trust me, you said urgently as you pulled him along. Then suddenly from up ahead, a rather large black wolf-looking creature stepped out into the middle of your path and you froze, its golden eyes glowing in Denki's torchlight. Oh, hell no, Denki said lowly, standing a little behind you as you held his hand. The wolf just looked at you both and you looked at it, noting its eyes looked very human-like, an intelligence shining in its eyes that was beyond that of an animal's. You didn't move, unsure of how to tackle this problem. I can't call it out. I know this is a fox Faerie. I can't expose it though because then I'll have to explain to Denki about how I know about this stuff. And what if it tells him about my dad's past and about me? Denki would be devastated and so upset that my dad did something like that, you thought. Meanwhile, Denki was thinking his own thoughts. Is this going to harm us? I could definitely take it down if I tell Yin to stand back, but I'll probably go overboard and then she'll see me in my dumb mode. I can't have that happening now, can I? He panicked internally. Should we slowly walk backwards and go the long way around? You whispered to Denki, and he nodded. Yeah, just back up slowly, he said. You both started walking slowly backwards, but the black wolf turned and started to walk purposefully towards you, stalking down the path with its eyes locked onto you. Denki, it's catching up, you whispered urgently. I know I could maybe outfly it if I turned into a fairy, but I don't want to leave Denki behind, you thought. Yin, Denki suddenly whispered shakily. I can take it on, but I need you to get away. Maybe turn into a fairy and get behind me and fly as fast as you can. I'm going to set off a charge to scare it away, he said. Denki, are you sure? You asked, but noticing that this creature was definitely getting too close now. Yes. Yeah, do it now. It's going to get us otherwise, he said in a panic. I'll still be here. I'll come back to you, you said before quickly disappearing from in front of him. Your transition into fairy was so quick that you had slipped behind him before he even realized it. Hey, wolf, Denki called in a shaky voice, trying to play it cool. Do you know what happens when you mess with me? He raised his left hand and made a sign with it, holding his arm out and pointing his finger towards the wolf before his body lit up with lightning zapping around him and a strong yellow streak of lightning shot towards the creature. From where you were you could see him in action and marvelled at how cool he looked. His quirk was mesmerising and your heart swelled with pride, but then you looked at the creature and you saw that it had some kind of purple haze barrier around it and the lightning bounced off it and started rebounding everywhere. Oh no, you thought as you hovered in midair. It's not working. You could see that Denki was starting to push out more and more charge, and you held your breath with concern when you saw it was having no effect on the creature. All of a sudden there seemed to be an explosion, and the wolf creature suddenly turned into a fox Faerie witch, the one that you had met at the markets. The explosion appearing to affect Denki too, as he stopped using his quirk and was now spinning in a circle. Whoops, sorry, had to leave it there for you folks. Stay tuned. Coming tomorrow is chapter 79. We'll find out what happens. I'll see you then.